when I first found TRE, that's how I explained it to clients, but mostly this is what I experienced for myself is that, you know, body work, it does a wonderful job of kind of coming to meet from the outside in. And what does it meet? Well, it meets the person, it meets them. Okay, well that's wonderful. But what happens if if we can enliven or accentuate the other dimension, sort of the inside out? And so that was the big aha for me with tremoring, was that if I could get people starting that and get them doing it as a independent practice a little bit, my experience was it was sort of this, I called it like an accelerator. It would just really speed up the time that any of the goals we had for body work were going to happen much more quickly, because now their nervous system was awake and curious. And so there's this inside out dimension. And now there's a much more meaningful conversation, the conversation between, my hands and touch and your nervous system. There's a much bigger dynamism happening. And so I think exactly in those same terms of like, how do we make sure that there's an, the energy of the person? And we can think of that as the nervous system, or we could think of it as their essence or their spirit or any of these frameworks.